Well, good afternoon. It is Wednesday the 3rd of July and it's a beautiful day here in North East Wales. I thought I'd show you around the plots. So we'll start with S6 and then we'll go into this plot, which is M9, and then we'll go into M12 and just a little part of M15 as well. So I'll show you what's been going on. Well, S6, as I said, I was going to just keep it trimmed down this year. I still need to stake the Golden Delicious tree, the Cox Orange Pippin, and also the Plum Czar. This is the Cox Orange Pippin. It's come along great. I got these fruit trees probably last February, March time, and I got them from a super sort of hardware store not far from where I live. So that is the Cox Orange Pippin, and over there in the distance is the Golden Delicious, and you can just see the Czar plum tree here. So, as I say, this is another area where I'm keeping trimmed, mainly for the rest of the summer and into the autumn. In these cages, brassica cages here, we have, which are doing quite good, all year round cauliflowers. Got some heads showing there. And also in the same brassica cage we have Greyhound cabbages. The slugs have had a go at some of them, but some of them are looking pretty good. In here we have Evesham Special Brussels sprouts and purple sprite and broccoli this end as well. The gladioli is doing good, and that is Moonlight Shadow. And we've also got some gladioli just over here, and that's Moonlight Shadow as well. There's one of the gooseberry bushes. It's doing quite well. I only planted it this year and only bought it this year actually. And this red gooseberry as well. It's its first year as well. This is a red currant bush, and well, that went in the same time as the two gooseberry bushes and was bought at the same time as well. This is the black currant bushes, the two black currant bushes that were kindly donated by Nick from Nick's Allotment Diary, so they're doing well. We've got some berries on them as well that are turning black, which is good. In this corner, another donation from Nick's Allotment Diary, and two rhubarb, which are getting established pretty well. I won't touch the rhubarb stems this year. I'll wait until next year now. Bit disappointed about my giant lilies. You can see the wooden tags that are there, but there's no sign of them, and they've been in about 3 or 4 weeks now. I'll just shut this gate behind me. We have Communal Patio, so I've, in the last 20 minutes or so, I've just trimmed this little section along here between M12 and my plots M15 and, sorry, M9, M15 in the distance, and M12. I've got 3 more honeysuckle plants. Got to find a location for these around the plots, so they'll be going up against the fence and clamber through. It's mainly chicken wire fencing. And also I've brought along with me Rosemary and Lavender. These 6 rosemary plants I planted up about March, cuttings off a rosemary bush that was established outside a supermarket. Shh. And also these lavender bushes are from my front garden at home. They've established themselves pretty well, and they were just cuttings as well, so they're ready to go in anytime. The alliums are finished, but I love the structure of them, and they're great. And I've got some nasturtiums along here, and they've gone a bit leggy, so hopefully they'll take. I only planted them yesterday. These canes here I bought today, and they're ready to go into the area where the onions are, because the onions are going to be lifted today. A lot of them are bolted, so and in place will be directly sown cobra beans onto 2 wigwams. The little herbeb's doing great, and sage in particular is doing really well. The New Zealand ochre, is it? And they've been swamped by the crimson flowered broad beans, but the broad beans are doing absolutely fantastic. And in the distance there you can just make out some Jerusalem artichoke, sorry. One lily survivor is just here behind the broad beans. It's one of these giant lily varieties, and there's some more moonlight shadow gladioli. Right, so we've had quite a few strawberries from our little strawberry bed, and a lot of the strawberries were donated again by Nick from Nick's allotment diary. So great stuff. These here were where the Agrodolce broad beans were, and now it is a bed of, is it Toscana, the kale, and also some Greyhound cabbages. I'm a bit worried about these cabbages because they really pop bound, so I've stuck them in just to make sure, well, to see if they take. So yeah, that's where the Agrodolce broad beans were. I had no luck with planting the Scarlet Emperor Rana beans, so what I've done, I only had one survivor, which is this one here up the cane, and I directly sown about 2 weeks ago some Scarlet Emperor beans, and they've all come up. Just in the middle here is 2 evening primrose, and that's some of my sweet corn. What I'm going to do with the sweet corn is directly sow some French beans, so they'll hopefully climb up the corn. This is the salsify, or salsify. That's doing really well. That's just a bit of an experiment really. And here we have beetroot. That's doing really well as well. And as you can see, in this bed here is fennel romana, and they're coming on great as well. I've planted some more sweet corn just at the end of that Casablanca potato bed, so they're doing good as well, the Casablanca potatoes. And here we've got, is it Charlotte? Yeah, Charlotte potatoes in this bed here, with a few sunflowers that have been hammered by the slugs and snails. These are the module leeks that I grew at home, and I've kept them together. They seem quite happy together in little groups like that. And there's a few that have been attacked in this little space here. All these onions are going to be lifted. I don't know whether I'll do them this afternoon. It'll be one day this week, but they've all bolted, as you can see. I took the tops off, but they're still continuing to feed the main stem. So anyway, we've had a couple of onions from this bed, and they were delicious. We've got a courgette here, which is doing well, and some more sweet corn over in that corner. The butternut squash took their time to get going, but they've gone stronger now with the more leaves have come out, so they're doing great. And another butternut squash there. Butternut squash there as well, and I've planted up 2 teasel plants in that corner. And where I had a disastrous attempt at putting in French, was it purple climbing beans? I don't know what the name was offhand, but they never took, and so I've replaced them with sweet peas. This is M15. There's not a lot going on in here, except that I planted 3 teasel plants again in this section, but the grapevine seems to be doing great as well. You can see little clusters of grapes here. So I don't know what to do with this yet. Hopefully it'll climb in the future when I make a structure towards the shed as well. So there's 3 teas of plants there, and I've got a pumpkin plant to plant up in the middle of this space here, and it's just mainly just to keep the grass down and tidy up as best as I can. So this sort of vegetable trug was left here as well, so hopefully we can grow strawberries in that next year, so that'd be good. So that's looking back up M12, so everything is doing really well, except for the flowers, mainly because they've been hammered by the slugs and snails, so never mind, as long as they don't take too much of the veg produce, I'll be happy. Okay then, from a glorious afternoon here in North East Wales, I will say bye for now.